The holiday shopping season can easily get out of control for people, so before you find yourself under mountains of debt, get a plan in place. Local financial professional Tayvon Jackson from First Financial Security is here today, and he's got some great tips, 4 steps actually, to help us avoid the holiday debt trap. Good to see you, Tayvon.
Good morning. How are you?
Happy holidays to you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You too. It always seems, we have these big hearts and we want to give everything, but sometimes that kind of gets ahead of where our pocketbook is.
Absolutely.
So hearing how much people spend in all, how many billions of dollars, what about individually? How much do you think that we're all going to be spending this year?
Well, it's about $1,000, but the problem is we go into the stores with no plan at all. And then we're kind of like a kid in the candy shop. We're just like, I want this, I want this, I want that. Yeah. But then 5 hours later, not only did we overspend, but now we have all these new credit cards. We've got these timeshares, a mass of nothing that we're never going to go to. So it's just, we need to have a proper plan, and I have some four tips to help us kind of navigate this holiday
season. All right, so where do we start with our plan?
Well, one, just like your financial planning, you don't just go in and say, hey, I'm going to retire at 60. You actually have to have a well-thought-out plan. So I would say make your list early. And this is actually the best part, because you could just decide, well, who was nice to me this year? Who am I going to buy things for? What am I going to buy? And then also how much it's going to be.
So you're talking about January. Start for the next year?
Start early.
Wow.
Start early. And then have that list with you. Because if you have that written down plan, that would be the best thing to do. And then secondly, avoid credit cards. I would say avoid credit cards. If you can't pretty much buy it in cash 3 times, that's my recommendation. You can't buy it 3 times, don't buy it. Because a lot of people only make the minimum payment on their credit cards, and these holiday gifts end up being lifetime gifts because they're paying it forever.
But most people shop online. And to do that, you need to have a credit card.
I actually recommend do not shopping online. People say, I want to avoid the Black Friday madness. But if you shop online, the problem with that is that you overspend. Because you can pretty much just keep clicking buy. But if you're actually in the stores, you only can buy what you can carry. And if you don't have to carry anything online. So I recommend actually going to the bank, getting cash. And the great thing about cash is that once it's gone, you have to go home. But the credit card, you can just keep swiping. So we don't recommend using credit cards.
And there's something intuitive. You see all this cash going out immediately. It says to you, whoa, right?
And we recommend once you go to the bank, get small denominations like $5, $10 bills. So if something's $80, you're going to actually see each individual bill leave your hand. And it kind of messes up your mind a little bit.
Okay, so avoid the credit card.
Avoid the credit cards.
Have a plan, avoid the credit card.
Also, just avoid going overboard. You know what the kids want. The kids want toys, they want games, they want Power Rangers. Do they still play with Power Rangers? I don't know.
Yeah,
So they want the Power Rangers, but we want you to have a gift that lasts. So we recommend opening up like a 529 plan. And what that is, that's a tax-free way to send your kid off to college. So with most investments, let's say you put $1,000 in for a kid, 10 years later it's $7,000. You have to pay taxes on that gain. But if it's in a college savings plan, it's tax-free if you use it for college.
That's a kind of a different gift. It's something where you're sort of looking forward to their future.
The kids might not like you for the short term, but it's definitely going to have a major impact. And if you don't want them to go to college, there's also custodial accounts, which you can gift a monetary gift to the child. And I recommend those versus just getting a toy that's only going to last a couple of years. Get them something that will last forever.
Now, how do we sort of get our minds around, wrap our heads around saving?
Yes.
The whole mindset of saving.
Well, as you mentioned, it starts early. You have to start in January. So one thing I do in my practice is I make sure that all my clients have a bank account for each one of their goals. So we have a travel fund, we have a fun fund, a holiday fund. So after this holiday season, take a look at your bank statements. See how much you spent for Christmas and Black Friday and divide it by 12. And then every month, just save that money each month so that it's no surprises at the end of the year. You have it already allocated, already saved. And I have a lot of these saving tips on my website. I have a few books on imtayjackson.com where they can get some of these savings tips.
Great tips to help us stay out of debt this holiday season. Thanks for coming in, Tayvon Jackson with First Financial Security.
Thank you so much for having me.